the International Court of Justice in a decision that Japan participated in. When you go to the ICJ, both sides agree ahead of time, we will accept whatever the decision is. Japan went into the process with Australia, and Australia's side won. Well, lo and behold, yeah, they're doing that.
Yes.
They are thumbing their noses at this decision, which it is just insane.
The Hague ruled that China has no legal basis to claim historic rights to resources within the South China Sea. But China refuses to acknowledge the tribunal's ruling. The court has no mechanism to enforce the decision, be it through military action or economic sanctions.
There are three main international courts in The Hague. If, for example, you're Egypt and the court finds you at fault for a boundary dispute, you can just ignore the verdict, exercise the sovereignty principle and not accept the court's jurisdiction. Obviously, this makes enforcing any verdict difficult, since the ICJ can only try nation states. And on top of that, any permanent member of the UN Security Council can veto the ICJ's decision, making it almost impossible for the court to try countries such as Russia or the US. But the ICC has come under more criticism than others, and has continually been accused of having an Africa bias, a label the court struggles to shrug off. And anyone hoping to see an American brought to justice will be interested to know the US is suitably titled Invade the Hague Act. Effectively, the ICC has its hands tied behind its back.
President Jimmy Morales tried to kick the head of a UN anti-corruption commission out of the country. But on Tuesday, the country's top court blocked the president's order, declaring it illegal. The United Nations and a previous Guatemalan administration founded the commission in 2007 to root out high-level organized crime from the government. Today, it's investigating President Morales for illegal campaign financing. It's also charged his son and brother with fraud.
Guatemala is on the wrong side of history.
He is participating in violating international law. The majority of the world is on our side, and the decision of one country like Guatemala will not change that. This decision does not change the fact that the vast majority of the countries of the world are against moving the embassies and are against the annexation of East Jerusalem.
The ICJ concluded that the construction of the wall was a violation of international law. Israel dismissed the jurisdiction of the court with the backing of the United States, which has veto power and worldwide influence. Israel is generally able to act with impunity when violating international law. Nicaragua filed suit against the United States. The ICJ found that the U.S. had grossly violated international law, as well as Nicaragua's sovereignty. Nicaragua asked for $17 billion in reparations. In response, the United States withdrew its broad support of the International Court of Justice, and as a permanent member of the UN Security Council, vetoed any attempts at enforcing the ICJ's judgment. To this day, Nicaragua has seen no compensation.
An international court ordered Russia to pay Ukraine compensation for losses caused by the illegal annexation of Crimea. So this is a very big moral win in a lot for Ukraine when it comes to trying to receive compensation for all of the assets lost when Russia illegally annexed Crimea.
We have lost all our assets. Consisted of buildings, land plots, premises, movables, material and technical base, equipment, all property was lost. So all in all, the total amount of awarded damages made up $1.3 billion.
Mm-hmm. And what is the likelihood of Ukraine receiving these funds from Russia?
Moscow has already officially stated that they do not recognize this award and that they are not going to execute it voluntarily, of course.